Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another video. Before we get into this video, I just want to say, if you're not subscribed already, then make sure to go down below and subscribe. We are getting closer and closer to YouTube rank. Also, while you're there, make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss any video or live streams. But yeah, I really hope you enjoy this video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the rise and the fall of dragon pets. Ender dragon pets were first discovered when Pets version 1 got released on February 21st, 2020. When the first Ender dragon pet was dropped, everyone was actually so surprised to see how good this pet was compared to all the other pets we had seen. It took a while after the update to actually get a look at the very first Ender dragon pet, because at the time no one was really doing dragons because of the update, and the people that were actually doing dragons had no idea of it. So back in February, when the game was still fairly fresh, people with over 20 million coins in their purse were considered rich. Nowadays, you can get that in a few hours. Spawning a dragon requires 8 summoning eyes, which are obtainable by killing zealots in the end dimension. Studies show that you get 1 summoning eye every 420 zealot kills. But this is still very unpredictable, as it's based on luck. If you was extremely lucky, you could get 1 eye on your very first zealot kill. But if you were extremely unlucky, you could be there all day and kill thousands and still not get 1. Bazaar wasn't a thing until March 9th, 2020, which means if you wanted to spawn a dragon, you would have to kill the zealots for a long time before you actually got 2, because players back then would not place 4 every time like we do nowadays. They would get a party of 4 and each place 2. A lot of the late game players never really wanted to put in the work to actually get the eyes themselves, which means they would have to either buy some summoning eyes on auction or find someone random in the hub that is selling some. Speaking of buying things, I recently got my very own Badlion cape on the store. If you like the look of it, then head to my description, click the first link and you can get one for yourself. Make sure to use code cchloe at checkout for 10% off. Now back to the video. This brings me to the prices of the summoning eyes. Okay, so now you know how tough it was to get the eyes required to spawn a dragon. Let's talk about the pricing. Summoning eyes back then were not as cheap as they are now. I mean, they didn't quite hit that million mark, but on September 15, 2020, they would become the highest price we would ever see on the server, which was around 709,000. Nothing like today's prices, which haven't even risen above 600k in weeks, maybe even months, which is actually the price they were going for on auction before Bazaar was released. With all that being said, spawning 1 dragon was around the price they are today, so nothing has really changed. The one thing that has changed is you can buy summoning eyes within seconds on Bazaar, whereas back then you couldn't, so you had to either go through all the work of killing the zealots or you had to buy them. So, going back to the point of the video, let's talk more about the Ender dragon pet. When it was first released, no one really knew the drop chance until an admin kind of confirmed to a YouTuber by the name of Hypixel, saying 0.04% chance for a legendary, which means a lot of dragons were being spawned, but not a lot of pets were being seen. The pet came in 2 different rarities, epic and legendary, with legendary being the hardest one to obtain. I read up on a few websites and forum pages where people have said 1 in 5 Ender dragon pet drops are legendary, making them 5 times rarer to get. I couldn't remember the actual prices for Ender dragon pets when they first came out, but what I do know is that epics went for around 50 to 80 million on the first day, and legendaries went for around 200 million. The reason these prices were so low is because no one actually knew the potential of this pet, as it was new, but upon further investigation of players leveling them up and the hype of YouTubers' videos, within a few days this pet started to get a lot more recognition and was crowned the best pet in Hypixel Skyblock, mainly because of its stats given 50 plus strength and 50 plus crit damage. Oh, and also boosting all stats by 10% if it was legendary. Another reason the pet was considered the best pet was because of the ability 1 with the dragon, which buffed the aspect of the dragon sword by 50 damage and 30 strength, which gave insane damage to a lot of people that no one had experienced before. The highest documented pet sword was a video by cchloe, which was around 8 months ago, which was 2 months after the pet version 1 update. The video is of him talking about selling the pet now, so he could buy it back at a later date for a cheaper price. His pet sold for a ridiculous amount of 720 million coins, which back then you could buy anything and everything you wanted on the server. I checked on the Hypixel wiki page for some more information on the pet. It had some points about it under tips, talking about the last perk of the legendary pet and how it's really good because it boosts your stats, but says when combined with critical potions brewed with a Slayer energy drink. So this lets me know the details aren't quite up to date, as we have had the god potions for almost 3 months now, dating this information at around September 2020, but it could have been a little bit earlier. Knowing the details were over 3 months old gives me a little bit of information of what the prices dropped to after its rise. According to the website, epics were at 200 million coins and legendaries were at 475 million coins for a non-tier boosted. It's been almost a year since the release of pets, so naturally the price is going to go down, but just recently the fall started to happen. Magic Find was broken for a while. It merged with Petluck, making dragon pets and any other pet that dropped from mobs basically even rarer than they were supposed to be. With the recent fix of Magic Find and Petluck, it fixed all the problems everyone was having with not being able to get legendary Enderman pets, gold pets, hound pets, yeti pets, and all the rest. Of course, with this change, people started spawning dragons after dragons after dragons, so Ender Dragon pets were dropping like flies. I myself actually got to experience getting an Ender Dragon pet. If you didn't see that video, I would suggest go watching it. I couldn't get my pet to sell because of the amount of people that were actually getting one themselves and undercutting my price on auction. And at this point, no one was really buying them anymore because everyone was getting one anyway. Because of the meta of Skyblock has changed so much, there are now a lot better swords than the aspect of the dragons. There are a lot better pets that can be almost compared to it. A lot of the time, people that actually have the pet don't even use it because they're using another pet for other things. Golem pet has become one of the most used damage pet recently, out damaging the Ender Dragon pet even to dragons because of its ability to hit a mob into the air dealing 500% more damage. With all the better swords and pets that do almost as much damage as the Ender Dragon, this results in them just being left on the auction house until the seller decided to keep it. This brings us to today. Epic Ender Dragon pets have gone down to under 40 million coins, and as for the legendary, no one really buys them because you could just easily tier boost an epic for just 30 million more instead of paying 280 million to upgrade it at cat or 275 million to buy it from auction. I really hope you enjoyed this video and this style of content. Make sure to tell me down below if you want me to do more videos on the rise and fall of any other forgotten items in Hypixel Skyblock. And with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day, and goodbye.